Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning, Mariners fans. How you doing?
There's one little tear falling from Tim's face.
We're all in this together. It's going to be okay.
It will be.
Man, not the outcome we wanted, but historic season. We'll talk about the game coming up a little bit later in the show. In the meantime, we say good morning. Thanks so much for starting off your day with us. I'm Tim Pham.
I'm Nicole Hernandez. We got to get right to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick. Thomas, you're in a similar boat. Your team also lost.
And to be fair, Thomas was rooting for the M's too.
One tear in my left eye for the M's, one tear in my right eye for the Brewers. Come on. That was the World Series.
That's the World Series everyone wanted to see.
Yeah, well, now we got the opposite. I probably won't watch, to be honest. Weather-wise, looks like things are okay for today. We'll be about 5 degrees above average, both in terms of our low and our high temperatures. Right now, it's 38 degrees. Yes, still cold, but that is technically above average now for this time of year. Our average low is 35, and our average high is 55. We should be above that mark in both regards. Now, a 5-mile-per-hour wind does make it feel a little colder outside. It makes it feel like it's about 32 or 33 degrees. But the wind, not an issue today, and we even see more sunshine versus yesterday. So that will warm us up just by a handful of degrees here, so we get up to 58 for the high temperature today.
Let's take you live outside with a live look at the traffic impact from I-90 and US 195 at the split there. You can see traffic starting to pick up just a little bit. Flows though great. Traffic is not an issue at this hour. We're off to a good start here on this Tuesday morning. We'll keep a close eye on traffic as things start to get moving here on this Tuesday and let you know if there's any slowdowns. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
It's like, man, OR'd twice on a gun charge. I can understand once, but twice. And then 19 days later, he takes my brother. So I just feel let down by Spokane County right now.
That was Ashley Smith, the sister of Derek Schaefer, the man who was shot and killed in his car on Spokane's Lower South Hill last week.
The man accused of that shooting, Andre Moore, had his first appearance in court yesterday. A judge set his bond to $1 million. Moore also has a $50,000 bond for a gun charge from several months ago. Court records say officers arrested Moore, who is already a felon, back in August with a loaded gun in his pocket. He was charged for having the gun, but did not show up for his pretrial services. He was arrested again in mid-September, but was released on his own recognizance again.
He showed absolutely zero remorse. He has some serious charge. He's looking at life in prison. It's first-degree murder. It's without the possibility of parole. That's a max sentence for that charge, and he doesn't care.
Police are still investigating this case. Schaefer's family hopes to see more arrests and more details come out. The prosecutor says he plans to add a count of unlawful possession to Moore's case. And new details now about the deadly shooting near Gonzaga's campus. This happened Friday night near Mission Avenue and North Cincinnati Street.
When Spokane police got to the scene, they did find a man with a gunshot wound. He was brought to a hospital where he died. SPD believes the victim and the shooter knew each other, and this was not a random act of violence, rather a targeted attack. Since the shooting happened just blocks away from Gonzaga, it has left some students questioning their safety at night.
We should feel safe to do anything and not have to have a fear in the back of our heads that we might be a victim of a drive-by shooting, a stabbing, or any fatality crime.
Right now, officers do not have a suspect. They are asking anyone with information to call Crime Check.
Well, all the apps that were down yesterday morning, like Venmo and Facebook, should be up and running again now. Some of the other apps that were having issues were Disney+, Hulu, and Duolingo. It even impacted some students because Canvas went down as well. Now, by yesterday afternoon, most of these services were back online. As of this morning, though, we still don't know what caused the outage.
New this morning, the Spokane County Board is looking to reduce the speed limit in 2 areas. The first in a section on Palouse Highway. This would be through Valleyford. They want to drop the speed limit from 55 to 45 after a fatal crash that happened recently in the intersection of Palouse Highway in Madison. The second area would be along Hayford Road from Melville to Westbow and Melville Road from Hayford to Thomas Mallon. They want to drop the speed limit from 45 to 35 because of more traffic in that area.
Well, the Coeur d'Alene Tribe donated $200,000 to the Plummer-Worley Joint School District. In total, they've now donated $1.7 million to that district alone. Now, schools across the country are struggling with funding right now. State and federal funding is not covering as much as it used to, and tax revenue isn't able to make up for that. That's why the Tribe is letting the district do what they deem best with the money. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press say they can use the money for anything from classroom technology to curriculum support to student services. In total, the Tribe has donated over $37 million to education over the years.
It's 6:06. Spokane Valley will celebrate the opening of a new food bank and soup kitchen this weekend.
That's where KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live this morning. And Brandon, not only is this helping community, but it's also in a unique way with unique food, right?
A unique way. Great food as well. And the longer I spend time here this morning, the more I realize this place is truly special. I've got Jackie and I've got V here. They're the special individuals that make all of this happen. Jackie, you know, I can just see how hard you work and why it isn't so important to you. Can you talk about this weekend, though? You all are officially opening up here in Spokane Valley.
Yes, we are officially opening, and our inauguration is this Saturday. That's October 25, and we start at 1 o'clock. The proclamation will be at 2 o'clock, a ribbon cutting. And then we're going to serve you some hot meals straight from our hearts and our kitchen. And so we only ask that you bring 10 cans of donated food pantry to our pantry, if you are able to, per family. If not, just come over and celebrate with us.
And I want to talk a little bit more about that food pantry aspect. So again, bring out 10 cans or donate whatever you can, non-perishable food. And V, again, can we talk a little bit about just that ultimate goal, that ultimate mission, collecting those donations and just being a resource for people here in this community?
That would be helpful to the community to have another place to go. Most food banks open on the weekdays, and so we targeted the weekend to put the additional in that to extend their choices, because most of the time it's like, I know that Tuesday, Thursday are covered, and the rest of the weekdays, but none on the weekend. And sometimes food is important, and you need it every day, not just those weekdays.
Absolutely.
It's weekend too.
Exactly. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about how special this place is in just the next half hour or so, but I also want to talk about how these are volunteers. They don't get paid to do any of this, and they're just doing it out of the love of their heart and the need for the community. So we appreciate both of you, and we'll toss it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Brandon. It is 6:08. Another look at our weather forecast today. Cool this morning, but pretty much near average for low temperatures, as we're in the 30s all throughout Spokane County, even in Deer Park at 31 degrees. You've had it much colder even recently, so this isn't too bad weather-wise, but still grab that jacket on your way out the door. It'll be quiet most of this week. The weekend's just a different story, though, so I've got my eyes tuned to what's going to happen over the weekend. We will have plenty of rainfall. So coming up, I'll give you the latest details as to when the first bout of rain, when that cold front is going to arrive. So look for those details in my full forecast in about 10 minutes.
Wow. Wasn't great to watch.
I do not want to keep reliving this.
I know, I'm sorry. Well, seriously, this was not how we wanted Game 7 to go. And sadly, our Mariners did lose last night. But just like that, it was the end of a pretty magical season.
Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking to go out that way, too, because they played so much better last night than they did in Game 6. So ultimately, the M's fell 4-3. And this is actually the closest that we've been to the Fall Classic. But we do want to give a huge congrats to the team for a historic season. When you think about, they've never been to the World Series, and they're not going to go, but they haven't ever made it this far in the ALCS either. So it's been 24 years, which is really an incredible feat in itself. The Blue Jays looking to win the pennant at home, while the Mariners were looking for an upset on the road last night. Sadly, the upset was not in the books for the M's. A 3-run homer by George Springer in the 7th inning would give Toronto the lead.
doing things that no team in this organization has ever done, and you know, knocking on the door of a World Series. All that, you know, it's due to how hard they've worked, how hard they've played all season long, all the times they've come back, all the times they've bounced back. It's a special team in there, and you know, it's just it's a shame we had to come out on the wrong side of this one.
Yeah, a really special team. Even though it can be tough to be positive after a loss like this, we do want to give a big shout out to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. A huge congrats. My goodness. The homer he hit in Game 7 was actually his 65th homer of the regular and postseason.